Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. County Executive Stuart Pittman is looking for your opinion. He wants your opinion on the Plan2040, which is the general development plan that needs to be created every 20 years. It is up for public comment and review through November 15th. You can go to the website aacounty.org/plan2040. Now, this is a countywide plan to guide future land use decisions, and it really lays out the vision for Anne Arundel County over the next 20 years. Let me repeat, the next 20 years. Now is your time to speak up. This is just like electing a judge, because we're going to need to live with this decision for the next 2 decades. Drivers in Maryland and Virginia might need to pay up pretty soon. The Washington Post reported over the weekend that they owe more than $373 million in fines for outstanding parking tickets and camera tickets to the city of Washington, D.C. Apparently, D.C. does not have any kind of reciprocity agreement, but the council just recently passed a bill that allows the mayor to negotiate such an agreement. So, at this point, you might be able to get away with it, but probably not for long. And this story left me scratching my head. Maryland casinos saw their revenue increase year over year for the month of September, and that's the first time it's happened since the pandemic began. The state's 6 casinos pulled in a total of $143.7 million last month, which is a 1% increase, or about $1.49 million compared to September 2019. Keep in mind that casinos are still limited to a 50% capacity in Maryland. I'm going to guess that the COVID does not like casinos. That's kind of weird. The Military Bowl has announced that they're changing names. Well, not the Military Bowl. It's still going to be called the Military Bowl, but it used to be presented by Northrop Grumman, and now for the next 3 years, it is going to be presented by Perspecta. It's going to be rebranded as the Military Bowl, presented by Perspecta. Of course, that will benefit the USO of Metropolitan Washington, Baltimore area. And Executive Director Steve Beck said, while this is an unusual college football season with COVID-19 altering the college football landscape, and we look forward to a bright future as the Military Bowl presented by Perspecta. All that's very good, but we still don't know if and when the Military Bowl presented by Perspecta will be played. And finally, here's some October wholesome fun for you. Mission Escape Rooms is hosting what they're calling Spooktober. They've created 2 unique rooms, one in their Arundel Mills location, the other one right here in Annapolis on West Street, that will run through November 1st with a Halloween theme. The one in Arundel Mills is called Camp Crystal Lake, and it leaves guests at one of the cabins on Crystal Lake. Years ago, a young boy stayed out past curfew and went missing. Some say it was just a prank, but others say the young boy still lurks around the camp. In order for the guests to escape Camp Crystal Lake, they must turn the power back on and find the key to the bus before it is too late. Down here in Annapolis on West Street, the Mad Dentist Room down here in Annapolis leaves guests locked in the office of Dr. West, who was one of the notorious serial killers of the 1970s. Dr. West did a brief stint in a psych ward, returned to his practice, and allegedly began dosing patients with experimental anesthetics. Really kind of cool and spooky. You want to go to eyeonannapolis.net, check it out. We've got a fun video of the Mad Dentist Room there. And if you want to find out more information, you want to go to missionescaperooms.com. All right, that does wrap it up for the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day, because we're going to be updating these stories and more. If you are someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please, please, please do that. Give us a 5-star rating and leave a few words of encouragement for us and others that might read the review. Make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know about the Daily News Brief, how to get a hold of it, how to subscribe, and maybe ask them to rate it and review it as well. Other than that, you need to hang tight. We've got George Young from DCMDV Weather standing by with your local weather forecast, and all of that's coming up right after this brief message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDV Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDV Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, October 7th. Another great day yesterday with sunshine and temps in the 70s, with even better weather on tap today with sunshine and upper 70s to lower 80s for afternoon highs, though it will be a bit breezy at times as a cold front approaches from the west. And behind that cold front, it will be back to near 70 degrees for highs tomorrow, before 60s again on Friday, with temps back into the mid to upper 70s Saturday, with a chance of rain late Saturday and Sunday as the remnants of Hurricane Delta, which appears now likely to strike somewhere along the Gulf Coast region between Houston, Texas and Pensacola, Florida, quite possibly near or directly over the New Orleans area sometime late Friday to midday Saturday, potentially as a Cat 3 or even stronger storm. Could ultimately move near or over the mid-Atlantic region sometime Sunday, bringing more rain to the area, so stay tuned for updates on that, but continue to get out and about this week and enjoy the incredible early fall weather across the Annapolis region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. Be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDV Weather in the Apple or Google App Store, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website each day at DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Annapolis may be Maryland's state capital, but it's also the sailing capital of the world. And whether you call Naptown home or are just planning a visit, a cruise on the Annapolis Maritime Museum's newly restored skipjack, the Wilma Lee, is a perfect opportunity to sit back, relax, and let the wind carry you across the water. Whether you're looking for front row seats to the Wednesday night sailing races, a guided sailing heritage tour, or an evening cruise to enjoy the extraordinary sunsets over the Chesapeake, a cruise aboard the historic Wilma Lee is the perfect way to connect the bay through both cultural and ecological lenses. The Annapolis Maritime Museum is making sure all safety protocols are undertaken, including social distancing and requiring masks while boarding. And the boat is open air, allowing plenty of space to socially distance. Tickets are available at maritime.org. Private cruises are also available. Visit maritime.org for more information.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.